again. It's science time again. Oh, let's be happy cause it's science time again. So fasten your seatbelt and lend me your ears because we will have a poster as we explore, examine, and experience science. Are you familiar with reproduction? How do you think human beings reproduce? Of course, we came from our parents. Dogs come from their parents' dog. Peanut, corn, and trees came from its parent plant. People, plants have the ability to reproduce their own offspring. If living things produce their offspring, they are involved in a process called reproduction. What is reproduction? Reproduction is an important part of the life of all living things because it ensures the continuity of life. Human, animals, and plants have one thing in common. The female reproductive system is made up of the internal and external sex organs that function in reproduction of new offspring. In humans, the female reproductive system is immature at birth and develops to maturity at puberty to be able to produce gametes and to carry out a fetus to full term. Here are the parts of the female reproductive system. Vagina. Vagina is an elastic muscular canal with a soft, flexible lining that provides lubrication and sensation. The vagina receives the penis during sexual intercourse and also serves as a conduit for menstrual flow from the uterus. During childbirth, the baby passes through the vagina birth canal, protecting the uterus from bacteria and other foreign objects. Next, we have uterus. The uterus is a hollow muscular organ located in the female pelvis between the bladder and rectum. Once the egg has left the ovary, it can be fertilized and implant itself in the lining of the uterus. The main function of the uterus is to nourish the developing fetus prior to birth. Fallopian tubes. The primary role of the fallopian tube is to transport eggs from the ovaries to the uterus. Procedures to block the fallopian tubes can be used as a form of permanent contraception or sterilization. The fallopian tubes are also known as oviducts or uterine tubes. They are important parts of the female reproductive system. Fertilization normally happens in the fallopian tubes. If a pregnancy implants in the fallopian tubes or elsewhere outside of the uterus, it's referred to as an ectopic pregnancy. What is ectopic pregnancy? Ectopic pregnancy can be very dangerous with the risk of rupture and even death. Cervix. Cervix is the lower portion or the neck of the uterus. It is approximately 1 inch long and 1 inch wide and opens into the vagina. The cervix functions as the entrance for sperm to enter the uterus. During menstruation, cervix opens slightly to allow menstrual blood to flow out of the uterus. Your cervix has several important functions, including producing cervical mucus during the most fertile phase of the menstrual cycle, which helps sperm travel from the vagina into the uterus. And lastly, we have ovaries. The ovaries are small, oval-shaped glands that are located on either side of the uterus and hormones. Male reproductive system. The male reproductive system contains the external genitals, the penis, testis, and the scrotum, and internal parts, including the prostate gland, vas deferens, and urethra. A man's fertility and sexual traits depend on the normal functioning of the male reproductive system, as well as hormones released from the brain. Here are the parts of the male reproductive system. First, we have penis, the organ used for urination and sexual intercourse. It has spongy tissue which can fill with blood to cause an erection. It contains the urethra which carries both urine and semen. Next, we have scrotum. This is a loose bag of skin that hangs outside the body, behind the penis. It holds the testes in place. Testes or testicles. These are pair of egg-shaped glands that sit in the scrotum on the outside of the body. They produce sperm and testosterone, which is the male sex hormone. Prostate gland. This is a walnut-sized gland that sits in the middle of the pelvis. The urethra runs through the middle of it. It produces the fluid secretions that support and nourish the sperm. Next, urethra. This is a tube that extends from the bladder to the external opening at the end of the penis. The urethra carries both urine and sperm. Vas deferens. This is a thick-walled tube joined to the epididymis. It carries sperm from the epididymis up to the prostate gland and urethra. Epididymis. This is a highly coiled tube that lies at the back of the testis. All sperm from the testes must pass through the epididymis where they mature and start to swim. Lastly, we have seminal vesicles. These are two small glands above the prostate gland that make up much of the fluid in semen. The brain also has an important role in reproductive function as it controls the release of sex hormones. Fun fact about males, about 500 million sperm mature every day in a healthy male, so you should be healthy.